I opened up by talking about my experience at the Kobe Bryant Skills Academy. What I didn't tell you guys was there was a very special college counselor there. We didn't know he was special at the time because he lacked the physical stature or the resume of the other college counselors. But everyone who was at that Skills Academy, Coach Eastman, Coach Frashella, Procopio, they were all at this. We all knew there was something about this kid that was really special. The most impressive of these traits was at the end of the very first workout, he came up to me and he tapped me on the shoulder and he said, "Alan, will you rebound for me? Because I don't leave the gym until I swish 5 free throws in a row." Think about that for a second, gang. Swish 5 free throws in a row. That's a pretty high standard. And if memory serves, it never took him longer than 12 to 15 minutes to swish 5 in a row. That young man was Steph Curry, which I think if we took a poll right now, you all would agree, he will go down in history as the greatest shooter the game has ever seen. And it's not by accident. It's not by luck. It's not even because his dad Dell played in the NBA. It's because he's willing to hold himself to unparalleled standards.
As a teenager, Steph Curry had always been a good shooter. But his father, NBA player Dell Curry, knew that as his son got older, his unorthodox form would be a problem. Steph shot from a very low release point, and his father knew it would be too easy for a better or taller player to block his shot. So Steph spent the whole summer before his junior year in high school reteaching himself how to shoot and changing his release point. It was a process that required him to fail over and over again at the one thing he'd been phenomenal at.
He's, probably at that time, 5'10", 5'11", skinny, shooting from his waist. Younger in high school, you can get away with that. But I'm like, okay, if you want to go to the next level, you got to change your shot from your waist. You got to get up here. For probably the first week, he's just shooting right under the basket, shot after shot for hours every day.
I was lost for a while. For 3 months, I literally couldn't shoot outside of the paint.
And he was just struggling. He was like, "I don't want to do this. Why do I have to do this? I can't keep going." And I was like, "So you had a choice, son. You always have choices. If this is too frustrating for you and you don't feel that it's valuable, stop now, go back to how you've been shooting, and let's move on with this thing. But if you really are buying into what your dad has prescribed for you, keep going."
How would I respond to failure? How would I respond in that moment? Reminding myself or convincing myself that, I was who I thought I was at that level.
Picture it. After years of being the best at something, a 15-year-old Steph Curry willingly changed how he did it because his future ceiling demanded it. This is one of the greatest leaving your comfort zone examples I can think of. Steph would not be who he is had he not done this difficult and emotionally painful thing. He could have stayed with his low release point, which had been working so far, and still been the best shooter in his school. But he saw a bigger world and did the work in order to one day succeed there.
And that is the thought that I want to leave you all with right now. The standards that you set today, personally and professionally, individually, organizationally, on the court and off the court, the standards that you set today will determine who and where you'll be tomorrow.